Welcome people to the internet, and this is going to be on my YouTube and it's going to be on my podcast. And the podcasts are going quite big at the moment. They reaching out, not as in a massive audience, but the spectrum of amounts of podcast hubs that it's going to. And if you're listening on the podcast, then you know, guys, what you're listening on that is already on there, which is common sense. The podcast is available on iTunes, Spotify. There's Anchor is the main source that I use to distribute the podcasts. So the podcast might be a little bit different today because I'm actually talking to the camera as well. So if you guys on the podcast would like to see this podcast rather than hear it, it's on my YouTube channel, which is the same logo as the Game Boyos picture. Just find that logo anyway. Just search it in and you'll find the these little bullshit conversations that we're doing on here. There's a few things I want to go over. There's not a lot massively going on in the game world as such because it's just bullshit at the moment. There's nothing. Everyone's just clutching at straws to kind of find stuff to talk about. And as I said, it's quite a dead moment for game at the moment. There's nothing. There's just silence. Hence why it's quite quiet. The only things I want to bring up with game-wise today on the podcast and on the channel is the Anthem is released that they're going to be doing a rehaul, reinventing Anthem. I've been trying to play it the last couple of days again, and it's just crashing terrible on the PS4 Pro. I'm not sure if a lot of people are having the same problem on the PS4 Pro, but mine is just, it's had a recent update and it's gone back to how it was before they sorted a lot of problems out. And I like the game. I know a lot of people don't like Anthem, and I do like the game a lot, to the point where I've put 90% into the trophies, and I've got shitloads of screen recorded stuff that I've got to put out on the channel. I think it's really, mechanically it's very good. It is quite bland in some places, but then I did like certain parts of Ghost Recon Breakpoint, even though that was boring. So Anthem was the same for me, but there is, even though they said they're going to sort it out, they still need to sort out why it's still crashing on certain systems. And I know there was it was bricking a lot of consoles as well a while back. So, but other than that, it's a great game, and it's a shame that it got to the point almost after nearly a year now, which is insane. The other bit of gaming news is Daymare is coming out the end of April. Now, it's the fan-based game of Resident Evil, and it looks good. It does look good, but they're bringing it out at the end of April, which I know it's not going to interfere too much, because at the beginning of April, Resi 2 is coming out, the remake, which is fine, which everyone I think is going to get, and anyone who loved the last one is gonna, it's definitely going to be a day one purchase. But Daymare 1998 is going to be coming to the consoles at the end of April. There's a black edition, it's called, and it comes with a few little nicks and knacks. Now, what's pissed me off is retailers have been increasing the price since it was released or announced yesterday. So they put it out at a price, and then they've just started to build it up, put the price back, keep putting the price up. I want to get this game. It does look like, I can't think of, it was the guy from, bloody hell. The guy from Resident Evil, the other guy with the fucking SWAT outfit, I can't think of his name. If you do know his name, please put it in the comments, because my mind has gone blank on that. So it does look like you just play him. The game looks cool. It does look something that I would happily pay 20 odd quid for, which is what it's around at the moment. It's increasing up to 30 odd quid at the moment, but it's setting at the middle 25, 27. So, but yeah, it's pissed me off that from yesterday it's jumped quite a bit, which I wasn't too happy about. But you get a few bits with that, and there's nothing really close to it as well. So it's going to feel probably like a expansion of Resident Evil. So we play Resident Evil at the beginning of April, and then we'll have Final Fantasy 7. But then at the end, then we could look at it as like, oh, that's a little bit of DLC, I suppose, for Resident Evil. If you just want to, I know it's not too disrespectful to the developers, because they made it in the eyes of Resident Evil. So You know what I mean? It's a nice little... And there's nothing out there until May, really, with the end of May with Last of Us Part 2. But that's about it on the gaming side at the moment. Film-wise, I haven't had a chance to go watch anything. I just came back from Birmingham watching Steel Panther over the last couple of days. So I've been busy up in Birmingham. So I haven't had much chance to go watch anything or look at anything. There's like a high tone there, wasn't it? The hang on, let me just have a sip of my coffee. For all you people on the podcast, hang on 2 seconds. That's my coffee. The only news in films that that's really been talked about that I've seen is there's Matrix. We've got a bit of a shit show at the moment, haven't they? So if you're halfway through the podcast and the YouTube thing. Matrix 4, there's some shots come from there with Keanu Reeves. I really hope they don't shave his head. I hope they put it in CGI. I don't know why. I just think if I looked at Keanu Reeves now with a bald head, like when he was in the original Matrix, he had a bald head, but then he was younger, he looked cool. But I think now he would look really bizarre, and I hope that they could use CGI if they do. That's my biggest concern about the film. I really don't care about anything else. I'll go watch it, but my only thing is just don't shave Keanu Reeves' head. They should start like one of those petition things, like, so that the filmmakers don't shave his head. It'd be a shame. He's such a beautiful man. The other part of news is on the game side that Christian Bale has confirmed that he is part of the MCU now, and he's going to be in Thor: Love and Thunder. And everyone's saying he's going to be a bad guy. I'm really going to put it out there. I'm going to put a fucking pigeon amongst the fucking crows or whatever the saying is. I think he could play a young Odin. No, I know that sounds stupid, and it wouldn't go against the grain of everybody, what they're saying and what they're thinking. But I think he could actually portray a young Odin, and I don't know why, but I think he could be really good at it as well, because obviously he's growing out all his hair and shit at the moment, and he's got the badass beard going on. If you look at him, he is. I know everyone wants him to be a bad guy. He could play a really good bad guy. I like Christian Bale. He was an awesome Batman. But I think they could do it as like, I don't know, like a backstory of it. I don't know. It wouldn't make sense, but I'm just saying it. When I get these things in my head, it's easy just to say it, and I think that would be the easiest. But I think that would be, in my head, they could make a really good story from that about Odin's younger form, and because I found in the Thor films they didn't really use Odin to his full potential as such as well. Obviously it was about Thor, it wasn't like fucking Odin and the Avengers. That would have made no sense. But excuse me, I was just having for all you people listening, just a sip of the old coffee, because this is morning time and I gotta have my cup of chow in the morning. That's about it. I think that's the only thing that's really just need to get out of my mind and get off my chest as such. Is those couple of things. There's not really much other than that really to talk about, because there's nothing else really out at the moment that I really want to talk about, or there's anything that's really interesting. But if you do like the podcast and you do like the channel, I'm just going to do a little self promotion by now, which everyone does, because if I don't remind you, for some reason people don't subscribe and to the podcast or the channel, and it'll grow. And if I know that you are liking the shit that I'm doing, then I can do a bit more of it. And if you don't like the shit that I'm doing, I'll probably still keep doing more of this stuff. But it's a win-win. But enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and I'll see you all